Hey guys, the girl Jalicia, and I'm back with another makeup tutorial. Yay! Now, when I made those last videos when I was in Ohio, everyone loved this look, the one where I was wearing the blue turban. So I decided, since I got the most likes and comments on this look, my first makeup tutorial back would be this. Now I show you guys everything start to finish, so I hope you enjoy. So I definitely hope it's something that you guys were looking forward to. So if you're interested to see how I did this look, stay tuned. Alright, now you see I'm using Pond's to go ahead and moisturize my face. And look who bought a spoolie. Yes, God, but I'm still using my toothbrush. And this is Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony that I'm using to shape my eyebrows with. Like always. Boom! There they go, they're on. Now I'm using LA Colors in Espresso, which is my color. I put it on my hand because it's easier to use with a brush. And I'm just going to outline the bottom and the top. You know, everybody and their mama does this trick. My advice would be not to use a concealer that's lighter than your skin tone. As you can see, this is my exact match, and this is also what I use to spot correct. So we're just going to line that up, make sure it looks nice and pretty. Hey, make sure you blend that in with your hand so you don't have that ugly line on top. Now this is a primer that I always use. It's an NYC primer that I hate, but I still got more of it, so I'm just using it until I find something new. What do y'all use to prime y'all face? So as usual, we're just wiping that in, making sure it's nice and coated on my face so the makeup doesn't slip. Now this is a Too Faced primer potion that I'm putting over my eye just to go ahead and help prevent the creasing. Truth be told, it creases anyway, but I still use it. This is my Old Faithful Milk by NYX that never fails me. And this was in the stick, and I melted it and put it in that pot. Alright, now this is my Black Radiance powder that I always use in Ebony. And this is a quick tip: if you can't find a shadow that matches your skin tone, you can use your face powder to blend. Yes, God, and that's what I'm using. And we just blend that in the crease. Just okay, girl, have a good transition. Now this color is Deep Roast by Coastal Scents. All the shadows we using today will be Coastal Scents, and I'm putting that right up under the face powder to help blend and transition. Now I'm using another Coastal Scents, and that's their Black in Incognito, and I'm just putting that right on the side to darken that corner crease. And I usually put my face powder or a brown shadow over the black to lighten the black so it's not as intense, because we want to blend well. Okay. Now on the lid, I am using Coastal Scents Root Beer, and I'm going to spray that with e.l.f. setting spray just to go ahead and get it matte. You can turn your shadow into a foil shadow, girl, just by wetting it. So we're going to pat that on there, and you just build it up to your desired intensity. Hey. Now we're using some more of that face powder just to blend that in some more. Make sure there's no harsh lines there after I put down my Root Beer shadow. Alright, now both eyes are done, so here goes a wipe, and that's what I use to go ahead and clean up the sides. Some people use tape, but I don't like putting tape on my face, so I just use a wipe. Here it is. That's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and my color is 355. Child, I had to hunt that thing down, okay? I got the dewy and the matte, so it just depends on what I feel. And I'm using my Real Techniques foundation brush to go ahead and pat that in. And we're just going to use circles and smooth it on in there. And yes, I said smooth. Now as you can see, when the foundation goes on, it has a kind of a shine, but as it sets, and I think the word is oxidized, but don't get me to lying, it will go ahead and blend seamlessly into my skin. So if you feel like it's not my color, Yeah, girl, it's gonna blend. Now this is my espresso that I told you before, the same LA Girl concealer. I'm using that to spot correct, and I spot correct over my foundation. I don't see the point in putting on concealer and then foundation over it, so I just don't do it. You do it whatever way works for you, boo. Alright, now I'm spraying my face again with the e.l.f. setting spray. Y'all really should get that. That is something that I love. And this is the Real Technique sponge that I love with that flat part. And I'm using that to press that in and help seal my foundation. Now this is Rosebud Salve. I got this from Sephora and I love this for my lips. So that's what I'm using to coat it. And I'm showing that I use the e.l.f. What do you call this thing? This is the e.l.f. lip exfoliator. I used that before because we're wearing matte lips today. Now this is LA Girl Conceal in Toffee, which is a color that I use to go ahead and highlight. And you're going to see that I also put a little bit of toast on top to brown it up a bit because it is yellow and I have a warm face, not a cool face. I look like some kind of Cherokee Indian, honey. Rawr. Hilarious. Alright, so again we're going to spray that, and you're going to see that's a theme. We're spraying the beauty blender and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in there. And if you notice, shout out to Patrick Starr, I don't bring my concealer all the way up to the side, to my sideburns anymore. I keep it directly in the middle of my face. That's a plus size girl trip that I learned from Patrick, so that not make your face look broader. So that's why I just leave it right there. So we're just patting that on in. Hey boo, hey. Now this is Old Faithful Topaz Ben Nye powder, and we're gonna go ahead and cook that concealer. Yes, you ain't know we was cooking. We cooking and we not in the kitchen, okay? Shout out to Bob Marley in the back, cause my bed was not made, so I had to find something to cover that up real quick like. Now this is Ben Nye cream color in cinnamon that I always use to contour, and I'm also going to put Ben Nye's character base in Wellworth Brown right in the tips after I put my concealer down, just on right in the tips where I put my contour. I'm going to put this darker color right just on the cheeks because I find that I like it to be a little darker on my cheeks. If you don't like that, you don't have to do that. But I do use both. Cinnamon all over my face and the darker brown just right there in the beginning parts of my contour. Hey. As you can see, I was jamming while I was doing this. Now this is also a chubby trick. You go ahead and conceal, you go ahead and contour the bottom of your necks right there, and that helps you conceal that double chin. And you know I'm trying to conceal that. So I'm just going to get my Real Techniques foundation brush and I use that to pat it in. And now I'm using my concealer just to etch out that contour even more. And I'm using that Real Technique sponge to blend that in as well, and then I'm gonna go back and put Ben Nye powder right there because I had forgot to do it initially. How you doing? Going out, pull it up, never. Excuse Lion in the background. He don't understand that it's time to be quiet. Sorry. Alright, so I'm using my brush that I use for my nose and I'm just smoothing that in because that foundation brush is a little too big for my nose. So I found this, and that is a Sonia Kashuk brush that I got in a set that I hated, but I kept 2 of them. You'll see the other brush in a minute. On to eyeliner. Now I never show eyeliner on camera, but today I'm going ahead and showing it because a lot of people want to see it. And the reason why I don't show my lashes on camera is because it takes me a while to put them lashes on. I am nobody's professional, so I don't feel like you guys want to see me fumbling and shit trying to put that on. Alright, so forgive me for that. I'm not an expert yet, but I put my lashes on off camera. I promise you I'll make a video once I get my shit together. Alright, now here's the eyes. Now what I'm using is my Milk again to go over and put the white in my waterline. If white is too stark for you, you can definitely put whatever light color you want. You can even use the NYX Wonder Stick. I usually use that. And now I'm going over with some white eyeshadow. You can use whatever white you like. I forgot to show the eyeshadow. Alright, now I'm going back in with my Deep Roast under there just to go ahead and smudge out the bottom lash line. And then now you can put on your mascara and all that. I didn't show mascara because we all know how to put mascara on, right? Yeah, we're not growing up. Now here's the other Sonia Kashuk brush. I'm using that with my powder just to blend my face and to wipe the excess Ben Nye powder off. So I squeezed it because I don't have a fan brush that I use. I really need to get one, but for right now I make a fan brush and I dust all that excess powder off and blend everything together at the same time. Alright, so there's the up close and personal view. Now we're moving on to highlight, my favorite. Now this highlight is actually, the name of it is All Over Glow and it's Flush Glow. Flushed Glow. Get yourself together, girl. I love this highlighting powder, okay? Okay, let me start over. It's a Ruby Kisses bronzing powder. It's called All Over Glow and the color I'm using is Flushed Glow. Sorry. Now I'm going ahead and putting that color all over all the places where you want to highlight. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I'm a highlight whore, so I definitely love that. Now the pencil I'm going to be using is ColourPop's Feminist Pencil, which is what I love. It is a good dupe for that MAC pencil that everybody wants. And the lipstick I'm using is Sephora Always Red 01, the most perfect blue base red lip stain and my favorite by far. This has beat out Ruby Woo only because it does not move. This matte stays on until you take it off. Okay? Get it. Alright, so there we go. Now I'm just using my foundation brush and clean up my lips, and this is the final look. Now for everyone who wanted to know how I put in my septum, here you go. This is the septum I'm wearing today, and you literally just slide it in there. Hey! Boom! Alright, now this is the final look. Of course, I just put in my earrings, and for the sake of being gaudy, I put on this cuff that I got. Yes, God. And y'all know I have no problem wearing too much stuff, okay? So thumbs up if I got on too much jewelry, which I don't care. Yes, God. At the end of the video, I know you saw that I showed how to put this on because there were a couple of people asking how to put it on. So I decided to go ahead and throw it in. And I've been working hard on these septums, so they will be available. And I'll be debuting all the different styles that I have in an upcoming video. But yeah. This is the end result. I definitely hope you guys liked it. Now, you told me on Instagram and Facebook that you're going to watch this video, so I expect you to watch this video, okay? And if you watch it and I get good likes and comments, I'll continue to make makeup videos, alright? Pinky promise? It's a deal. Alright, so thank you guys again for watching this video. And as usual, you know I love you guys so much. So, I will see you in the next video. Peace out. When I tell you I am feeling myself, okay, yes, God, okay.